Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Daily for You, a place where practicing English feels calm, simple, and human. I'm Emma, and I'm really glad you're spending this time with us today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Thomas. Thanks for being here with us again.
Today, we're talking about something very ordinary. Something that happens at work, in cafes, and in those short moments you don't plan for.
Small talk. Those quick conversations that appear out of nowhere.
Yes. Not big conversations, not meetings. Just those moments when someone says something simple. Like, morning, or busy today, or how's it going?
And even though those sentences are very short, neres, they can feel surprisingly uncomfortable, especially when English isn't your first language.
Exactly. Many learners tell us this feels harder than presentations, or harder than meetings they prepare for.
Because small talk happens fast. There's no time to think, no time to prepare.
And that's usually when the pressure starts. Not loud pressure, just a quiet feeling inside.
That feeling of wanting to respond well. Wanting to sound normal. Wanting to sound polite.
Yes, wanting to sound human.
But instead of responding, your mind suddenly gets very busy.
It starts asking questions. Is this the right answer? Is this too short? Do I sound strange?
And while all of that thinking is happening, the moment passes. The conversation moves on.
That's why small talk often feels heavier than it should. Not because it's difficult English, but because it happens in real life.
With real people, in real moments.
Let's start with a very common work situation. You walk into the office in the morning. You see a coworker near the coffee machine.
They look at you and say, "Morning."
Just one word. Very simple.
But inside, something happens. Your mind reacts.
You might think, should I say more? Is just morning enough? Should I ask a question back?
And suddenly, a very small moment feels bigger than it is.
Yes, small talk looks small on the outside, but inside, it can feel surprisingly heavy.
Many learners think small talk needs something special. Something interesting, something clever.
But that idea creates pressure, and pressure makes speaking harder.
Small talk is not about being impressive. It's not about saying the perfect thing.
It's about presence. Very light presence.
Just enough to say, "I'm here. I see you."
That's why small talk usually stays small. Short answers, simple responses.
Like saying, "Morning," back. Or adding one small sentence.
Morning, busy day today. Or, morning, I need coffee.
Those answers are not impressive. But they're real. And that's exactly what small talk is.
Yes, small talk lives in ordinary sentences. Not in perfect grammar. Not in long explanations.
Many learners think they need to say more. But saying more often creates more pressure.
That's an important point. Small talk works best when it stays small.
And here's something interesting. Native speakers don't always enjoy small talk either.
Yes. They just accept it as part of daily life.
Sometimes it feels warm. Sometimes it feels awkward. And sometimes it's very short.
And all of that is okay. None of it means you're bad at English.
If small talk feels uncomfortable for you, it doesn't mean something is wrong.
It means you care about communicating well. And caring is not a weakness.
It's just part of being human.
In this episode, we're not going to teach sentences. We're not going to give you scripts.
We're just going to stay with real situations. Work moments. Passing conversations.
And look at them more calmly. Without pressure. Without performance.
As you listen, you don't need to practice anything. You don't need to repeat after us.
Just notice how these moments actually feel. Not how you think they should feel.
Because when small talk feels lighter, speaking English starts to feel lighter, too.
Yes, and that's where we'll continue in the next part. In the first part, we talked about small talk at work. Now, let's move into another very common place. Cafes and short public moments.
Yes, these moments happen all the time. And they usually happen fast.
Let's imagine you're standing in line at a cafe. You're waiting for your coffee. You're thinking about your day.
And the barista looks at you and says, "Busy today?"
Simple question. Very normal.
But inside, your mind might react. Is this a real question? Do they want a long answer?
And that moment of thinking creates tension. Even before you speak.
But most of the time, small talk questions are not invitations to explain your life.
They're just openings. Openings to share a moment.
When someone asks, "Busy today?" No. They're not testing your English. They're not judging your answer.
They're just filling the space. Making the moment feel human.
That's why a short answer fits perfectly. Yeah, a little, or not too bad.
Those answers may feel small to you, but they do their job.
They keep the moment moving. And then life continues.
Let's look at another situation. You're in an elevator at work. Or walking down a hallway.
Someone looks at you and says, "Long day?"
Again, very short, very ordinary.
But that same pressure can appear. What should I say? Should I say more?
That pressure often comes from one idea. The idea that you need to perform.
But small talk is not a performance. It's not a presentation.
It's more like a signal, a small nod.
A way of saying, "I'm here. I see you."
When you see small talk this way, the pressure starts to drop.
And when the pressure drops, your responses become more natural.
Not because you tried harder, but because you tried less.
Many learners think fluency comes from saying more. But often, fluency comes from allowing less.
Less planning, less checking, less judging yourself.
That doesn't mean you stop caring. It just means you stop controlling every word.
And control is often what blocks small talk. Not lack of vocabulary.
Let's return to a work situation for a moment. A coworker passes by and says, "How's it going?"
That sentence can mean many things. Sometimes it means, "Hello." Sometimes it means, "I see you."
It rarely means, "Tell me everything."
So a short response fits the moment. "Good, thanks." Or, "Not bad."
And maybe a smile. That's already communication.
Many learners underestimate these moments. They think they don't count.
But these moments build comfort. And comfort builds confidence over time.
Not suddenly, not dramatically.
Slowly. Quietly.
That's how real speaking grows. Not by forcing big conversations, but by allowing small ones.
When you stop trying to sound fluent, you often sound more natural.
Because natural speech is simple and relaxed.
And that's good news. Because simplicity is already available to you.
You don't need new English for small talk. You need permission to use the English you already have.
And that permission starts inside.
That's what we want you to carry with you. Not sentences, not rules.
Just a lighter way of seeing these moments.
Because when small talk feels lighter, speaking English becomes part of life.
Not a test, not a problem.
Just a moment, and then you move on. As we come to the end of today's episode, let's slow down again for a moment.
Not to learn something new. And not to fix anything.
Just to notice something simple. Small talk doesn't need energy. It doesn't need confidence.
And it definitely doesn't need perfect English.
Small talk happens when you allow yourself to be normal. Not smooth. Not clever.
Just real. A short sentence. A smile.
Many learners believe confidence should come first. But most of the time, comfort comes first.
Comfort with silence. Comfort with short answers.
Comfort with not saying much at all.
And when that comfort is there, confidence quietly follows.
That's why small talk doesn't need to be forced. You don't need to prepare it. And you don't need to control it.
You can let it stay small. Let it pass naturally.
The next time someone says, "Hi," or "Busy day," or "How's it going?"
You don't need a perfect answer. And you don't need a long answer.
Sometimes a simple, "Yeah, a bit busy," or "Not too bad,"
is already enough. More than enough.
because small talk is not a test. It's not a performance.
It's just a human moment. And those moments happen every day.
At work, in cafes, in passing spaces.
And they don't need to feel special. They just need to feel allowed.
If listening today made these moments feel a little lighter, that's enough for now.
You don't need to remember anything. And you don't need to change anything.
Just notice how these moments show up in your day and how your body responds to them.
Notice when you respond naturally, even in a small way.
Those small responses matter, even when they feel ordinary.
Especially when they feel ordinary.
Because that's where real speaking lives. In everyday moments. Not in perfect sentences.
Speaking English doesn't improve by force. It improves by permission.
Permission to be simple. Permission to pause. Permission to sound human.
And that permission can start anytime. Even today.
Thank you for spending this time with us. Thank you for listening in your own way.
If this episode felt calm or familiar, you're always welcome to come back and listen again.
This is English Daily for You, a place where practicing English feels calm, simple, and human.
We'll see you in the next episode. Take care.